Dear Mr. and Mrs. Knight, I would like to say thank you for your commitment to cancer research and care at Oregon Health and Science University. My name is Pete Julian. I'm an Oregonian through and through. I was born in Eugene in 1971.
Come on, Salty, let's go for a walk. Come on, up. Oh.
Dear Penny and Phil, I'm writing to thank you for your selfless generosity to OHSU Knight Cancer Institute. I also want to tell you a little bit about my story and why I feel so strongly about OHSU and the Knight Cancer Institute.
6 years ago, I showed up on OHSU's doorstep with metastatic cancer that couldn't be treated with traditional chemotherapy or radiation.
On February 14th, 2008, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, 1 month before my son Aaron was to be married. I was stunned because I am from a huge family with hundreds of women, and there's never been a case of cancer.
Our goal is to defeat cancer, plain and simple. When I was in medical school, I remember sitting through a class, and it was about the history of chemotherapy and the cure of childhood leukemia. Most people are thinking, we need more chemotherapy, higher doses. And for me, it's no, we got to think differently about this. It's not about more chemotherapy, it's about being smarter. What we need are more specific technologies that allow us to identify cancers that would be lethal. This is our opportunity to make an impact.
That's great, guys.
2 years ago, Alberto Salazar called me and asked if I wanted to be a coach for the Nike Oregon project.
That's good. Perfect. Good.
I took the job and I love coming to work every day.
155, 156, 157. Perfect.
These are just some of the things I've been up to since then. I taught my son Wade how to ride a bicycle. I've walked my dog over 2,500 miles. I've run over 8,000 miles. I supported the Trailblazers no matter what and never jumped on the Seahawk bandwagon no matter what. After all, I'm an Oregonian. I've jumped into freezing Swiss Alps lakes with my wife Colleen, and I've also lounged with her on the couch. I've also had the distinct privilege to notice how whenever the sunlight hits her face, she pauses, closes her eyes, and smiles, and then goes about her day. I could watch that over and over again. I've been to as many of Wade's soccer games as I can, and my favorite part is when he makes a great play, he peeks over at the sidelines to see if Colleen and I are watching. Yes, we are. So that's a little bit of what I've been up to these past 6 years. I've lived.
As an owner of a small business, I understood how important it was to gather as much information as I could to make a decision I would not regret. I set out interviewing surgeons and cancer groups in Portland. First, they all had the same plan for me. My breast cancer was stage 2 and the recommendation was a lumpectomy and radiation. Needless to say, I was terrified. Then I interviewed the cancer team at OHSU, and I mean team. I would see how this collaboration with the doctors at OHSU became very important in my cancer care. I had no idea how they would end up saving my life.
Every time I have to go through that CAT scan machine in the radiology department at OHSU, I pray. I pray that I can live. That's it. But you know, living isn't just having a heartbeat or an inhale or exhale of air. To live? Well, to live is to have a life that we look forward to each and every day. I've had no chemotherapy and no radiation. The only thing that I've had to do is take my daily Gleevec medication created by Dr. Drucker. Slowly but surely, the tumors I had begin to get smaller and smaller, and now the doctors cannot see anything at all.
With Gleevec, we identified what was driving the growth of the cancer. We developed a drug to shut down that specific abnormality. We had a treatment that worked, has minimal side effects, and has taken the disease that once had a 3 to 5 year life expectancy into one where we expect people to live a normal lifespan. They're driven by excellence and a desire to do something spectacular in Oregon. I've been incredibly fortunate that they've seen that in the work that I've accomplished and the fact that they believe in what we can do for the future. We're going to set a goal on solving the problem of early detection, making an impact against cancer. Not how many grants do we get, how many publications do we get. It's let's solve the problem.
Today, 6 years later, I am healthy and I have returned to all my activities.
Although we may have many new novel treatments for cancer, we have not reached the finish line just yet. We must now drive our arms, lift our knees, put our chins down, and sprint.
What I've learned about Oregonians is how incredibly generous they are. Starting with school kids who've done bake sales to meet the night challenge, with patients who've delivered a $25 check because they believe in our mission. The state legislature, which overwhelmingly supported a $200 million investment in our university to work on the cancer problem. People from all walks of life, all ages, all means have stepped up because they recognize this is our opportunity to make an impact.
It has provided the opportunity to put Oregon in a prominent place in history in eradicating cancer.
I can't think of any other place that has the vision of bringing a team of scientists together with this amount of funding to focus them on the cancer problem. This is absolutely unique, it's remarkable, and an incredible opportunity for us.
Penny and Phil, I want to thank you for what you're doing for Oregon and what you're doing for OHSU and the challenge that you've given all of us. Not only are you giving us the challenge of raising the money, but you're also giving us all the challenge of being better and having a purpose. I wonder if you know how many lives you're changing. Peace, June Cooley.
Thank you for not only believing in OHSU, but in the resolution, courage, and innovation of humanity. Sincerely, Pete Julian.